You recording?
Yeah.
We're just gonna, because sometimes you never know. You never know what's gonna come up. Maybe we'll get you to say something inflammatory.
Cancel me.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever.
Yeah, the point of this.
I'm waiting to be canceled at this point.
Honestly, I would love.
I know.
I would
Any
love.
press is good press.
Yeah. By the way, I would love to be successful enough to be canceled.
I know.
That's when you
That's
know.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get canceled. You're like, yeah, I made it.
Or just some like online beef.
Oh, yeah.
Like I always thought
I'd love to sort of prove myself. I saw a girl. Sorry to get off topic, but I saw a
No,
girl today.
this is the topic.
I saw a girl today. There was like wedding dress beef. I've now seen a couple of these.
We talked about
Yeah.
this.
What did you talk about? Which
Is
one?
it Rayleigh?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. I just got her on my page today, and it's like, I don't know. It's hard. I think it's who you see first.
That's what I said.
It's who you go like, well, they're right.
Yeah.
And she's like, and I have receipts, and she shows all her receipts, and you're like, the dress looks horrible.
Yeah.
But then it's like, okay, well, did she? And then she was like rushing. It's also like, why did you get your custom wedding dress started 6 months before your wedding? Well,
I
it's
don't
too
know. I don't know
soon.
anything about
It's
it.
too soon.
It's too soon.
Too close
Wait.
to your wedding.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I was
6
like,
months is too close to your wedding for a custom gown.
Yeah.
yeah, I guess.
Of that, you know.
I don't know anything about.
intensity.
I don't know anything about that. I need
Wait,
to.
So Julian, where do you get your
Oh, yeah,
costumes?
yeah.
Yeah. So now, I do have. The room's pretty messy right now, but I do have like a lot of stuff from like old friends, like girlfriends and things like that.
Okay.
But like now, I do order specifically if I need like super specific. But I do a lot of returns.
Okay,
Like I'll
yeah,
film
yeah.
the video and then I'll return
Yeah.
I
it.
don't need to keep them.
No.
I love to return.
I love the return, and if
Yeah.
it's like calls for a specific thing, a lot of times
Yeah.
you can like get away with it. But if it's like
You're
super
like recreating
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and now
yeah.
it's kind of like gotten to this. I kind of like fucked myself by being so specific.
Yeah.
So now
Yeah.
I like
You've set the bar very high.
yeah, and I'm super like OCD about it anywhere. I'm like that doesn't look right, or
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that's not that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have kept a lot of things or things that I forget to return past 30 days.
Yeah.
Then those like
Yeah.
add to the collection. But
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
But his
so-
closet is like organized. Like it's so
It
specific.
has to
I
be
mean,
organized, I'm sure.
there's so much, but it'll be like
Yeah.
robot slut. like there's like a drawer for robot
Yeah,
slut.
there's,
and
like,
you're
I
oh,
love that exists.
Yeah.
That there's a robot slut.
I got a label maker.
specifically.
Yeah, it's like athletic whore. Like I
Okay,
was just like
okay,
making
yeah.
like
It's all like
fun.
it's all whore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly
Athletic
slutty.
clothes.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
love that.
Wait, hold on. Wait, we want to welcome you to the
Thank
pod.
you.
Yes, welcome to
Today
Breathe If
we
You
have
Agree.
welcome to Breathe If You Agree. We're so happy you're back. We have a comedian, actress, writer,
Wow.
insane impressionist. Oh my god,
Thank
it's
you.
insane. Mary Elizabeth Kelly.
Yay!
Yay!
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank
we already
you.
dove in.
We
Yes.
dove in. Head first.
Head first.
Because I had questions.
Yeah, of course.
I have all kinds of
yeah, no, I mean,
questions.
I have a question off the bat. You
Okay.
smell so good. What are you wearing?
and new shoes. And new shoes.
I'm thriving, obviously. I have to say, I feel very proud of the fact that I do like smell good.
Yeah. You
smell
and I
awesome.
do. Okay, but today's a little bit different. This is my usual thing. Is the Baccarat Rouge dupe. I'm not
Cloud?
paying $450. No, it's
Oh.
from Dossier. It's
Okay.
$40.
Okay.
And it smells really good, but it's like a little sweet. So I add patchouli oil from like Whole Foods.
Oh my
Wait, and
gosh.
you make you're a little science. You're a little chemist.
I love alchemy. I
Oh
love
my-
alchemy.
Where?
Whoa.
Chemistry.
So do you mix them or do you
I
like
literally
spray
just
and then spray?
I dab. Yeah.
So you
But
found
today-
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, so there's this girl on TikTok. Her name is Scout Dixon West.
Okay.
Do you know her?
No, but I love that name.
She is. There's something about this girl.
Uh-huh.
She's got cheekbones for days, and she's so cool. You should look. I'll show her you after this. I'll show you her after this. But she just came out with a line of 3 scents, and I put one on today, and I think it's going to be the new.
It
thing.
smells really good.
Yeah, thank you. It's
Yeah.
sort of incensey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you just leave that plain? Like you didn't add any?
I mixed it with my.
Oh, you did. You did. Okay.
So you
more chemistry,
yeah.
more alchemy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You're
that's sort of my
multifaceted.
thing.
I wear Cloud by Ariana Grande, but
Yeah.
people say it's a dupe for
I have
Baccarat
heard that.
as well.
Yeah,
Oh.
I've heard it's a little like sweeter.
Mm.
Yeah, but I
It's kind of
love-
sweet. It smells sweet.
It's sweet.
Yeah, I love a sweet smell.
Me too.
Why not smell like you want to be eaten.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I love a gourmand, as they say.
Exactly. And I've been wearing it since. I like don't switch it up.
Yeah.
I've been wearing it
Yeah.
since it came out.
I love a signature.
I
scent.
love a signature scent. I've worn the same thing since I was
What do you
18 years
wear?
old. Bleu de Chanel.
Oh, well,
and
that's a
it's really
gorgeous
cute
one.
because
Yeah,
it,
that's
one, it
classic,
smells
yeah.
really good, but two, something like even when I see high school friends or friends from Northwestern or whatever, they're all like, and I haven't seen them in 6 months. They're like, "Oh my god, you
your
smell like yourself,"
Oh,
you know.
I love
And I love that. But
You're like shit.
yeah. So
you
so
smell
I'm
like
reeking.
dumb.
Oh, I remember you smell like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Right.
Oh
You
yeah,
smell.
PU. Yeah. No, but also, but the difference is like, of course, now it's like quadrupled in price.
Oh,
I
yeah,
like went to
that's
buy it
tough.
the other day because I ran out, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding
Perfume
me?"
is too expensive.
Yeah.
It
What the
probably
hell?
costs them
Nothing.
10
Well,
cents to me.
Who knows?
Yeah.
We should probably look into that.
Yeah.
It might,
I don't
I don't
know.
know
I
if
mean,
it's
the-
10 cents to make.
Yeah.
Well, what is it like? It's alcohols
Yeah.
and
They probably order it.
various
They
other
just make it in a big tub.
They make it in a big tub.
I feel like it's machine work though because
Yeah.
like no one's
Yeah.
like mixing.
No one's making
it's
that.
like
no one's
No.
hand
Squirting.
making.
No one's like
no
taking a
one's
pipette and putting it
squirting.
into the glass
No,
bottle.
except me at home with my
Right, exactly.
very
Exactly.
teachers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
should
should be
just
getting
resell
paid
it.
because I have to really sort of specify my
Yeah.
sentence.
Yeah.
Totally.
No,
But
absolutely.
it's I love
Will
smelling.
you
things.
smell? Yeah, I love smelling.
Yeah, I love smelling.
Well, you
Love smelling
smell
good.
great.
Thank you.
Yeah. and-
How are you otherwise?
Yeah.
I'm good. Gosh, I'm yeah.
Everything's
Like
good?
nothing, not a lot to report.
We just watched your
Facebook
most
Marketplace.
recent short,
Did you?
Facebook
Oh,
Marketplace.
did
Yes.
you?
Yes.
Oh, yay.
I was
Oh, that's so
laughing my ass
fun.
off.
We absolutely loved
Yes.
it, and congratulations on
Yeah.
that.
Oh, thank you. Well, it was written by my friend Elise
Mm-hmm.
Patton and Lucy Blahar, and they're so funny.
So funny.
They're just amazing. And yeah, I feel very lucky to have been even
Yeah.
asked to be.
Of
in
course
it.
you were.
Yeah.
Of
I mean,
course.
I love to be a straight man.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I just do. I'm not like a. I don't know. I'm not like a super character-y person in my comedy. So
I mean, your
love
characters
to-
when you do the impressions, those are out of control. I mean, we
There's-
can get to those,
Okay.
but you play
Yeah.
you like the straight man.
I do. I love
Yeah.
the straight man.
Mhm.
I always think I've sort of like to think of myself as like a Tina Fey versus like an
Oh,
Amy
for
Poehler.
sure.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
kind of where I love to
Do you,
be.
did you always like, okay, so Mary and I met at Northwestern,
Yeah.
and
Go
were you,
Wildcats.
was that always your kind of shtick in school too, or was that
impressions
way?
and stuff?
No,
Or
no,
straight
like
man
straight man
situation?
roles, things like that.
This is the thing. They don't teach you comedy at Northwestern.
No.
They don't.
No.
And I don't know if they. I mean,
There's not even a
I
single-
don't think
there's not-
comedy really can be taught.
Right.
Totally.
Yeah. You're maybe it's Maybelline.
I
You're born with
think
it.
you have it or you don't.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, and I think you can certainly hone it. And I
Yes.
think, but I really do think like I came out of the womb like trying to make people laugh. Like that's
Yeah.
truly just. I just think it's like a thing.
Yeah.
A ham from birth.
Well,
But
it works.
I know it
You're doing it.
does. I'm doing it. But at school, there was, you study like Chekhov
Mm-hmm.
and Shakespeare, and it's very intense. And Northwestern has such an intense theater department and everything. And there's some comedy that happens, I guess, but no one's like. Actually, my husband Chase,
Mm-hmm.
who also went to Northwestern, one of his teachers, they had a section of class that was like they had to do stand up.
Oh.
Which I was like,
Wait, who was that? What was
Cindy Gold, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, Cindy
Yeah,
Gold. I
yeah.
did my
Cindy
senior
Gold.
year. I
Shout
did.
out to Cindy
What are
Gold.
those? When you take a class with a teacher and you just make it up. What were those called? You're just
Make
like,
it up.
you just like you get them to like sign a
Oh.
permission slip and you pretend that
Yeah.
it's like
For
you,
like
you,
an ad hoc major type
Yes,
thing.
I did. Like I wanted to do like a stand up class with Cindy Gold.
Oh my God.
Never performed.
Wait, you did it?
I
You-
like met with her 3 times a week in her office, and she just like I like wrote notes about
and
stand
that
up.
counted as school?
I got a credit. I got a credit. Yes, yeah. Well, it was supposed to end.
insane.
It was gonna end with me doing a
Oh, and you
performance,
never did
and I
it.
never did it. She was just like, I think it was my senior year. I think it was the last quarter, and she was just
Whatever.
like, "You're going to
It's
LA.
like,
you'll
I'm
do
sure you
something
learned
eventually."
it. Do you do stand up now?
No,
I'm too scared.
I did
Yeah.
it. I feel like I give stand-ups so much credit.
It's the hardest.
It's insane.
Scary.
And on
So
top
scary.
of just how scary it is, my thing was I was like, when I was 22, I was like, okay, I definitely want to pursue comedy.
Yeah.
Which route do I want to go? And then I was like, do I want 3 to 5 nights a week to be in a random bar at 10:30 p.m.? No. I was like, I
Absolutely
don't
not.
have that in me.
No.
I also like to go to bed at 9 o'clock. So like,
Right.
that's just
I love to go to bed early and to rise early as
Yeah.
well. No, I could never do stand. Well, I also just I don't like. I always loved improv. Like that was always very fun for me in live performance improv wise because there's no. you never know what's gonna come out.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
anything you say is like marvelous. Like
Yeah.
it's just like, oh my God, they
Yeah.
just made that up. How exciting. But I feel like when you've written it yourself,
Yeah.
and you have to set up a joke and no one laughs.
Yeah.
Like
Totally.
that is the bane. That would make me want to die.
Or just like practicing in front, like if one joke doesn't land that one night, and you're like, let me workshop it. I don't think I would be able
I'd
to
be
like
done.
talk myself into saying it again. Because
Yeah,
I'd
no,
be
no,
like,
no.
that was so traumatic.
Yeah, no.
Nobody laughing.
They're the most resilient people. And when they're like, well, guess that one didn't.
Yeah.
All right, on to the next. I'd
Yeah.
be like,
I would
"Cool, see
shy.
you guys."
Yeah.
Y'all hate me.
Years later, I'd be like, I'm still affected.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I would never
Joke.
hit the stage again.
We had our friend Kevin on the pod, who's a great stand-up, and
Yeah.
he says that like he'll do a joke, and he's like, I'll do it, one or two more times. If it doesn't land, and he's like, and a lot of the times, other places do laugh.
Yeah,
like
that's the
Texas is
thing.
different than California, whatever.
Yeah.
But
Even watching stand up, I'm tense.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
Oh my
I'm
God.
nervous.
You're
because
the
I'm
whole-
rooting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You want
Rooting
to
for
oh
them.
my God.
Yeah.
It really, the whole thing gives me anxiety.
yeah, if I had a single joke that flopped 2 times in a row, I'd be like,
You'd be
okay,
done.
cool. So I should never fucking do this.
Yeah,
again.
yeah,
you
yeah,
fucking,
yeah.
yo, you fucking hate me. Got it.
I truly think I'm too perfectionisty for it.
Yeah.
Because I do have like a live show that I do. It's like a 45-minute long like live show. That's kind of a mix. It's not even really stand up. I would say it's more like storytelling type stuff and like some impressions. And I did it at Caroline's in New York before Caroline's shut down, which is sad, and it went great, but it was like all of my family and friends in the room. So I was like, I think I'm getting an inflated sense of like how good this actually is. Because then I did it in Scottsdale, Arizona, or at Tempe. I did it at the Tempe Improv, which was like a lot of like older people.
Yeah.
And
They were just
there were
like-
some flops, you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
And I was like, I'm never going to do this again.
It's also terrible because I
done.
feel like audiences also like, they're just kind of looking at you like,
Right.
when am I gonna get entertained?
Yeah.
No, like
The
connecting
fact
with
that they
them.
pay for tickets,
Yeah.
it makes me feel bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to provide you with like a show that's worth your ticket.
Yeah.
price.
Yeah.
That stresses me
You're
out.
just
Well,
like,
the thing about my impressions too is that like I really like aim to be accurate rather than like funny all the time.
Yeah.
And so like when I do them live, sometimes you're just not getting a
Right.
laugh, like where people are like, "Oh, wow,
that's
that was
impressive."
accurate."
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
not like, like
Yeah.
for me to be able to hear.
Yeah.
So it feels really intense.
Yeah.
I don't know how people do it. I really don't.
Yeah, like you said, storytelling. I feel like even on the podcast or just in general, like if I'm telling a story and I look into somebody's eyes and I don't feel like they're with me, I like give up.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then I'm like, wait, this isn't funny anymore. Like this isn't going to be a good punchline. And then it
Right.
ends up not being. And then you're like,
You
oh, well, sorry.
self-sabotage.
Sorry, I started that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
You
even
know
want to
what,
finish
though?
it anymore.
I would much rather have self-awareness with that kind of thing than go on and on and on and on about stuff and have people be like, this isn't stuff for what I
Yes.
want it to end.
Yes.
Like, I'd rather be like,
Yeah.
you guys don't
It's
seem
fine.
interested,
You're
so
good.
we're gonna
Yeah,
move
we're gonna
on.
move on.
Like,
Totally.
I don't need to tell
It's when
the
you start
story.
hearing people go, whoa, that's crazy.
Right.
And like,
Whoa, that's crazy.
That
Wow. You're
means
like,
wrap it up. Wrap it up.
I guess we're done here.
Yeah.
Or my pet peeve, I have to say, is like, and this, when I first moved to LA, I was like, oh, this is kind of a thing that happens sometimes if you're like at a industry party or
Yeah.
something where you're telling a story and someone starts going like,
Looking to the side.
Oh, it's the worst.
like looking for other people
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
never mind, I'm done.
And then they like
I'm
kind of like come back to you and they
done. Yeah, and they're
And
like,
they're
no,
gone.
keep
Yeah.
going. And you're like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm done.
yeah. Tell me what I just said.
Right.
Tell me what I just
Tell
said.
me what I just said. The last sentence that I just said. I say to my husband.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's
yeah.
bad.
Oh,
How long have you been married?
Oh.
What?
Oh no, I was just gonna say I do that to my boyfriend all
I
the time.
know.
He told me last week that I do this thing with my eyes now.
What is
where
it?
I talk. It's not his fault. I talk a lot all the time.
You're
I'm
a
just always.
yapper.
I'm like I don't like any silence. Let's
I like
just
to
talk.
talk as well.
And so I'll say something to him, and I know he didn't listen. And so instead of saying anything, I'll just look at him and go. I'll just like lean in a little bit and my eyes will widen a bit.
Yeah.
And he knows he's like, oh, I'm supposed to like, cause in my mind, I'm like, if I say something, you must respond.
Right.
Every single time I say anything, you have to respond to me.
I think this is also if you grew up in a family where this is the case, because my family always my family's always like, oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like they're very active listeners.
Yes.
And we call them low reactors, people that like don't respond. And oh my God, I went to my friend's house once and his parents were like straight up like, don't react to
Yeah.
anything. And when people don't react, I start overcompensating, and then I start sort of clowning for them, and I start being like trying to get some kind of response out of them, and it really just ended up being so bad. But I can't deal with low reactors. It's really hard because you're sort of like. Because people pleasing.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
Yeah. No, I'm like always doing that. I'm always like, oh yeah, oh.
I'm like,
okay.
yeah,
okay.
okay.
Give me something.
Yeah.
Little something.
Yeah, and then also like with a lot of the time with them too, it's like if especially at a dinner or something. Also on a bad date when you're just talking and then you're like, okay, well you're not responding, so like, okay, you're up. And
oh my god,
silent.
I have to say, I met my husband when when I was 19, and if I had to date as an adult now, I think I would just be alone forever.
Tapped
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
I think I'd be done.
Yeah, it sounds pretty rough out there.
Yeah.
We're like, is it rough out there?
Well,
What's it like out there?
I started dating my boyfriend.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 months
He's great.
today.
Oh, fun.
But we've
He's
been seeing
best.
each other since March.
Oh, wow.
But before then, I hadn't dated somebody in over 5 years.
Wow.
So
Getting back into that, like.
It was tough because how do I say this? Like I had
You're like, what do I want to say that I won't regret?
because I had like had a hard time in the past, like through relationships, I always like found something bad like immediately.
Okay.
So like a lot of people I wouldn't give the time of day to after like one date. I'd be like, you know what? I don't really feel it.
Yeah.
And it was never like it might be there. Like maybe if I like try again or something like that. But luckily, I mean, it's so funny how our paths crossed because like we went to the same school, but we didn't know each other. He's like 2 years younger than me.
Oh, nice.
And
it's
we're
so
like,
nice when they're vetted, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you're like,
Yes.
we have mutual friends. You're not a creep.
Yes.
Yeah.
and
You're
I
not
like
just,
knew,
you're not completely random.
Right. You're
Yeah.
not completely
Yeah.
random.
I like knew after our first date, I was like, this person could be really special in my life.
Gosh.
So it's been great. But yes, before meeting him, it was like
Oh my god.
dry, and I also just like, to a sense, was always just like, I don't. Whatever. I'm not gonna like force myself into something.
Yeah, that's good.
Not,
Yeah.
But it's definitely like bleak out there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
I like before. Yeah, I mean, I was like a serial dater, and I stopped for like 6 years, and then before Nico, I was just like, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna date.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Go on one date and be like,
It has to be
fuck
concerted
this.
effort.
But then also
Yeah.
the apps and the apps, I was like,
Oh, the
it's
apps.
just the like, hey, what's up? Like talking, never meeting,
Yeah.
then meeting and not wanting to talk.
How long have you been with Nico?
2 years and a couple months.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. He's sweetie.
How
He's the
fun.
best.
Really
Wait,
cute.
but so you and your husband met at Northwestern.
Yes.
Wait, by the way, did you have Dawn Mora?
I did.
I had Dawn.
R.I.P.
Okay, so
She
Dawn Mora was
dies.
our. Yeah, I know. I can't. But
I
kind
don't
of.
mean to laugh.
No, it's just no. She was an icon.
died. She was an
I
icon.
like to think that she's listening to this podcast, but there's absolutely no world in which she'd be able to ever
Well,
turn on.
She might be busy.
Yeah,
Somewhere, wherever
somewhere.
she is.
She
She's
was an
dead.
icon. She's dead.
Oh,
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
dead.
yeah.
To clarify, she is dead.
She is dead.
She'd be listening to this
She's-
podcast in heaven.
Dawn
No,
of
she
the Dead.
was. She
Yeah.
Dawn of the Dead, exactly.
Literally.
So at Northwestern, you get placed kind of in like a mini conservatory type way. Your sophomore
Yeah.
year, you get placed in a class with like
Yeah.
16 other kids, and we both had Dawn Mora,
Yeah.
who was
separate year. What year did you graduate?
2016. No, when
the-
2016. Wait,
Oh, you're 3 years younger than me.
yeah,
Scary.
You're my brother's year,
Oh,
Justin
yeah,
and
yeah,
Jessica.
yeah. Yes, it's true.
But Dawn was an icon, but she was late 70s, early 80s. Like
she was elderly.
She was elderly
technically,
for sure.
Yeah.
But she was an icon. Also, her emails. ...
Ellipses.
So literally, it'd be like, "Hey guys, ... class ... Thinking tomorrow at 8 a.m. ...
None of you learned your lines.
Yeah, ...
Yeah, she was so mean.
Essays, so mean, so
So
great.
mean.
R.I.P. You were a real one. We love you.
She used to tell me to not touch my hair. She'd always be like,
Mm.
"Stop touching your fucking hair." I was like,
Oh
my god,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
But it was as I like touch my hair.
Yeah.
No, she was like very tough love, like very.
Yeah.
But yeah, she absolutely rocked.
Yeah.
Did you do like Meisner stuff with her?
Yeah. Oh my god, that was another
Inflammatory statements or
In our
whatever.
Meisner thing. I mean, I made an enemy through that. Like he was
Did
like,
you?
oh
Okay,
my god.
this is the thing that people now have permanent beef.
Yeah, from that.
from acting class
Yeah.
because you have to basically say, and I'm like, was this I don't know if this is the industry standard.
I think it got
like repetition and like
it was
provocative
repetition, but
she would
questions.
be like, say the meanest thing you can think about the person
Literally.
in front of you.
like
Is that a normal thing?
Yeah, we did that. We
Did
did that at
you?
Elon too, and
Okay.
I actually made one of my best friends, Logan.
Through
we got
it?
in trouble because we got paired together,
Oh.
and he was like, say something about him," and she's like, "You are eccentric," and he was like, "Come on, like,
Yeah.
Like, that's
as
not
I'm
bad.
in UGG boots." He's like,
Right.
"Come on, he's in short shorts and UGG boots and like a neon top. Come on, say something."
You're like, okay.
Yeah,
and
you're like,
he's
you're not in this.
You're unique. And he was like, no, say something about, and he was like, say something about her. And I was like, you have a funny giggle or something. He's like, sit down, both of you. Like,
Oh
we
my
couldn't,
God,
like,
you were
be
too
mean to
nice.
each other. But then like after
nice
that,
for
we were
Meisner.
like, we're fun. And like,
Yeah.
she's one of my best friends in the world now.
for saying that about me.
Exactly. I was like, so you think I'm eccentric?
Yeah.
Ours was literally like, you're a fucking
yeah.
bitch.
Yeah.
I'd have to be like, I'm a fucking
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah.
It was really tough.
I think I told someone I was like,
Oh,
and this
no.
bad because I meant it. I was just like,
That's
I
the
think you're
thing.
really. I was like, I think you are like a very fake person.
Oh, I
And
feel like you've
and
said this before.
Yeah, I think
Wait,
I was just. I think I was
Will you
just
tell
like.
me who it is afterwards?
Yes, I
Would I
will.
know who it is?
I think so.
And now you have
I
beef.
think you might agree.
Really? Oh, probably.
I was just like, I didn't. Here's the thing. I want to make this clear. I did not want to do this, and then she's pushing. She's like, "You're not getting off the stage until you say something."
Right.
And I said, like, I think you are the fakest person in this room.
Oh my God.
And
She was like, good.
Yes,
she's
yes. She's like, stay with it,
Right,
you know,
right.
like,
And everyone's just
he,
really pissed at each other.
oh my God, he
Oh, it
got
was like boy?
so yeah,
I
I
can
know.
imagine.
He got so upset, and then he was so mean to me, and we did not do
That's
my.
the thing.
The whole point is then he's supposed to say I'm the fakest person in the world,
Right,
in the
and he
room.
wouldn't do
And I
it?
said- he wouldn't do it, and he's like, "You're a piece of shit. I fucking hate you." And I was like, Don, that's just not the exercise.
Oh my
you're
God.
You're gonna give him a C, right?
Yeah, you made enemies.
Yeah, no.
Oh my gosh. Well, Dawn used me as her like model for it to like show what to
So she said
do.
something to you?
Yeah, she
Oh.
said an inflammatory statement about me. And she said, I think you act all innocent. No, what did she say? No, she said, I think you pretend to be a bitch. I think you like people to think you're an ice queen. And I was like, no, I don't.
Yeah.
I was like, Dawn, I truly, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, everybody, but no,
Yeah.
that's literally just
Yeah.
not true.
Right.
But I had, you have to take it in and be
Right.
like, I
I'm
pretend
an ice
to be
queen.
a
I'm
bitch.
a
I'm an
bitch.
ice
Yeah.
queen. And we got
That's so
to,
funny.
got to a place.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, she was amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But
certainly-
there were some things where I was like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Also, there were a lot of times in our acting class, especially in her like her later
Sure,
years,
yeah.
where she would say something and you're like, oh, you can't say that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Oh,
she would like
oh,
say a word and then like
words.
someone would be like, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't say that anymore. And she's like, what can we say?
Right.
What
What
can
can
we-
I
What
say?
can I say? I can't say anything.
the
Times
death
have
of
changed.
art. The death
I'm
of
like,
art,
yes,
PC.
yes, yeah.
I know.
She's like, I'm being censored. I was like, you are. You
Yeah,
are.
as
Yeah, I was
you
like,
should,
you could get
Dawn.
fired, babe.
Yeah.
Like, let's talk shit about Dawn.
Yeah. No, she's the best.
Our
But-
deceased acting teacher.
But did you enjoy your time at Northwestern?
I loved Northwestern.
And you were in Thunk Acapella.
I was in Thunk Acapella.
You sing.
I'm a singer.
Yes.
I'm
Oh
a
my gosh.
singer.
She's working late.
I feel like it's become like illegal not to say
Yes.
because I'm a singer,
Yeah.
sort of quoting Sabrina Carpenter after
Yes.
you say you're a singer.
Yeah.
Totally.
But I am a singer. Yeah, I was in Thunk Acapella. Shout out to Thunk. The oldest acapella group at Northwestern.
Oh my
Cheers.
It's been
god.
around since the 90s.
Did acapella not exist before the 90s?
I don't really think so. I think it was sort of a 90s invention. I mean, look,
There's-
choruses,
Yes. Yeah.
chorales,
Yeah. Yeah, I guess
etc. have
acapella
existed.
itself. Yeah.
But like the act of like college acapella groups, I think is sort of a 90s invention. Though I don't know, we'll need to fact check.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love Northwestern. All of my best friends still to this day are
Yeah.
Northwestern people. It was a good place, but like full of very like type A, like
Yes.
anxious people.
Yes.
So
It was intense.
My home.
For
Oh.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick went to Northwestern.
Yeah. So you
Makes
know,
sense.
you know.
Yeah. You're like, I know that. I'm
It's
aware.
an intense. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
pretty intense environment.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of like kids who in high school did everything and really, like wanted to do everything at college. But I loved it. Did you like it?
I loved it.
Yeah,
Loved
yeah.
it. But it's also, I thought what was interesting too was, and you know that, I mean, you went to a conservatory. It's like a very
No.
Elon's
no?
not.
Oh, Elon's not conservatory.
Mm-mm.
But you were like, no. Oh, you
I mean,
high
I got
school.
like D's in most of my classes,
Yeah,
so
but-
like it was conservatory. I didn't learn.
But in high, you went to a performing arts high school.
yeah, I did.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
okay.
like theater, like competitive, very much so.
Yeah.
And it's interesting though, because, you know, so much is placed on at the end, showcase and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like, it's one of those things where you don't realize that like your theater program is not the real world. Like having, being the most successful showcase person doesn't mean shit after college. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, and it's just interesting seeing how that kind of unfolds after school, after like feeling like, oh, I am this person in this department, and that's how I will be viewed for the rest of my life, which is just not the case.
I didn't learn anything about learn anything about like the industry at all of performing or anything at Northwestern. I mean, I don't know what it is like now. I mean, I hope they've brought more people into more classes in that like teach you how to like audition for real life stuff or like on camera things. Or at Northwestern, I actually did an RTVF thing, the like radio TV film department. I did like a pilot that Alana Pena wrote and Amy Reed wrote. And it was like, I guess Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Brad Hall have like a program at Northwestern where they like help fund pilots written by students and they shoot it and everything. And I did that, and that taught me like how to like audition for on camera stuff and like act on camera. And I don't do any of that there. But I mean, nothing really prepares you for the real world.
Yeah.
And then you moved to New York after school.
I went to New York immediately after school. Yeah, I'm from Connecticut, so it was like I was like, oh, I'll just go to New York and I can do I can do theater and TV and commercial and all this stuff. And auditioning for theater, especially in New York, is just
I've never done it.
It's tough.
I've never after school I'd never done it. So what
it's
is
really
it just
hard.
Like, I mean, I worked at Telsey and Company for one summer.
I was a reader there. Were you working there when I was a reader there?
This was 2013. Oh, it was probably this. Was it
Maybe.
right when you graduated?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it was that summer.
Wow. Telsey, Bernie
I
Telsey.
really cross a lot. But so seeing that, especially for musicals, I was just like, oh, this is like just waiting and like,
it's horrible.
and also there like 80 people would be outside and they were like, oh, we already know that we're not casting any of them. That fucked
me up. Yeah, because I always say like working as a reader was so interesting because it was like you simultaneously makes you very hopeful about things because people will come in and be incredible, like blow you away, and the smallest thing will make the casting director or whatever be like, oh no, she's just not right. And it's like, okay, I can rest assured that like they're still amazing, they're still really good, but they're just not getting it for whatever stupid reason. But then there are other things where you're just like, oh, that's also on the other hand kind of depressing because it's like no matter how good I am, such a small thing could make them not cast me. Right. And some people would come in and I'd be like, oh my God, they were really not good and they had an off day clearly. But the casting director's like, there's something about them. There's something raw about them. And you're like,
what the fuck am I supposed to, like, there's no way.
You realize like you can't please everybody and you just have to like do you and the right role will find you. But oh my God, Julian, did you live in New York?
I did live in New York and I did audition a lot for more musical based things
and dance. You were probably dancing
dance calls. Those were
I did one dance call once and could never do it again. I can't remember the moves.
That was my biggest thing, was really like getting out of my head to like I would learn it. I feel like I was like doing really good learning it, and then like once we put it to the test or like had to do it in front, we did it so many times that I would question myself and be like, oh, and then I would mess it up. But a lot of times, like I remember getting like being there for so long and then getting typecasted out, like because you get up at like, at first I didn't have representation in New York, so like I would get up at like 5:30, go sign my name up on the thing, and then hopefully at 9 hope they accept the like unofficial list of, because like there's a lot of times they'll have like a sign up sheet, but people will start their own at 5:30 or like 5 o'clock. Before Pearl or Ripley opened.
I have PTSD.
I mean, it's crazy.
Ripley
People would bring piece of paper and tape to start it, and then you go and then
wait, like a random person auditioning.
Like whoever got there first. Yeah, they're like I got here first,
and sometimes they wouldn't have. Sometimes they wouldn't accept those lists. Yeah, like they would have to wait till like 8 o'clock where
an official
Pearl opened or something, and then you sign up on the thing. But it would be crazy because you would go, come home, maybe go back to sleep or something, then have to get ready for this and potentially not even be seen. And like appointment wise or depending on time wise, they were always running late. So it's like even if you had work or something like that, And I've said this before, but like I was lucky enough to after school I did like a cruise for 10 months, which I was singing and dancing.
Yeah.
And then I came back for a couple months and got to do Something Rotten on tour.
Oh, that's so fun.
So it was amazing.
Yeah.
But then getting back from that, I had like grown a lot and like I had done a lot of traveling, which I'm so thankful for. But then I was going into rooms and I felt really disconnected.
Yeah.
Because
it took you out of it for months.
It took me out of it. And I also like was lucky enough to, the first two like came pretty quickly, which very thankful for. But then I was realizing like I was just like falling more into who I was, kind of like feminine and like super gay and like all this, and like being super proud of that. And then walking into a room and then like, this was at college too, where it's like, be yourself, but don't wear those pants or don't wear an earring and don't talk like that or like whatever.
Yeah.
So I felt really lost auditioning at the end of when I was in New York because I was there for most of the pandemic, but like before the pandemic happened, like putting on this role to put on another role.
Yeah.
And I was like losing my craftsmanship because I was like too worried about the first thing, which was being what they wanted rather than like actually acting.
That is the hardest lesson. Yeah.
And so
fitting into the box.
Yeah. And then once the pandemic happened and like creating this space online that I, was unexpected and I'm so thankful for. Yeah. It was a big part of why I was like, oh, I'll move to LA because I don't feel like right now in my life I fit a box of musical theater.
Yeah.
And people are so shocked when they hear that because they're like, oh, theater is like super gay and eccentric and like all this, but it's like they don't want that.
It is obviously in terms of like culture and stuff.
Totally.
But it's like, right, there's such a I feel like with theater in particular, there's really not that much space for that much like personal self-expression.
Totally.
No.
I remember because I felt this very similarly in a lot of ways in terms of like really not feeling like any role I auditioned for in New York was like me. I was like, I don't have like, this is so, it just, I remember auditioning, I think for Mamma Mia or something. And I remember I kind of like put a bit of my own spin on the song in terms of like, I don't know, riffing or something. But I wasn't going like, I wasn't doing a ton. But I remember the casting director was like, okay, so we're going to do that all over again. And I need you to sing the song exactly as it's written, like the notes perfect on the page, like exactly as they are. No vibrato. Literally, he was like, I need you to sing it like this, and this. And I just was like, it's just sad that it, I mean, and of course we want to preserve the show and like, but you really do have to just fill the slot of like the person who was there before you or whatever. Like sometimes you have to put on the costume literally of the person that left before you, that was in your role before you. So it does feel a little bit like
you're being stripped of the individuality that like once thrived when you wanted to do theater.
I feel like theater has gotten a little bit like, I think people are afraid to take like big risks in theater.
Yeah.
I saw a really interesting thing on TikTok the other day of this girl talking about the difference between the West End and Broadway and how people really can take a much bigger chances on the West End because it's government funded versus obviously on Broadway it's personal investments that people are making. So I just was like, that's so interesting that like there's so much that just doesn't, so many amazing, cool, interesting, weird plays and musicals that just don't see the light of day because people are scared because they don't want to lose money.
They want it to be cookie cutter. They want it to be like it's also, I mean, there is something to say about how that's also kind of happening in TV and film now, where it's basically 100%. Just like we took our chances, whatever, and it's like if this one thing works, and then but what's so funny about that, and similar to theater, it goes back to it, is that then that doesn't work.
Right.
When you're doing, and then you're like,
wait, that they take chances on that are it's like the weird thing
and that's
that
what does
is
well.
the bigger thing. Yeah,
I know,
and then but then they don't learn.
There's amnesia.
It's so everyone's so afraid. Everyone's so afraid to also lose their job or to bet on the wrong show.
People are getting laid off left and right.
Yeah, I mean,
in the corporate world of TV and film.
Not sure if you know, but Hollywood is a fucking disaster
Hollywood's
right now.
on fire.
This and just in Hollywood. I have
here.
faith that it will course correct in the new year.
I do too.
Check back in January.
Check back in. But that is what is so incredible about like this sort of internet renaissance of people like creating their own stuff.
Yeah.
And like I mean, I do have to say I feel very lucky that like, you know, even during the strike and everything, being able to go, okay, well, I have this place to express myself and to like bring joy to myself and to others. And so that is one thing that really like, I don't know, there's a comfort in that.
How did you start? What was your social media journey?
Social media, and also like, how did you get into impressions?
Yeah, I want to know.
And like knowing that you could do that, or I'm so interested.
It's funny. So in terms of doing impressions, like when I was a little like 6, used to do just like trying to make my family laugh, do little impressions here and there of like very random people. And I really just saw it as like a party trick or something that, you know, my mom would be like, do Fat Bastard from Austin Powers, you know, at like a dinner party or something.
Right. And you were like,
and I was like,
yeah,
you know, what does Fat Bastard
I don't
say?
remember.
Get in my belly. I'm bigger than you. Yeah. That was my sort of thing. Like a 6-year-old girl from Connecticut doing Fat
like,
Bastard.
woo!
Right. And they're like, oh, that's interesting, honey. Yeah, all the Connecticut moms. Good for you, sweetheart. But yeah, so I used to do that all the time at home and for my friends and stuff. And I used to love accents. And my grandpa was really good at accents. Like he had a really good ear for them. And so I always just thought, oh, that's like normal that people do like silly voices and stuff. And so yeah, I've been doing that since I was a kid. But then of course at Northwestern, no one's like, let's you know, do a deep dive on your Meryl Streep impression. Like that's not you don't think of it as like a lucrative skill really. But then when COVID hit and we were all just sitting at home, and I was like, I had just moved to LA. Like I was here for less than a year before COVID happened.
Fun.
Yeah. Great timing on my part. Though I was happy to be here and not in my studio apartment in New York City, with my husband and dog. But yeah, I just was like, what do I like and what brings me joy? So I started making a couple videos just like doing accents and stuff. And they did like marginally well. And then, you know, I feel like everyone was doing this during COVID, but I was watching like franchises, like all of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, all of the, you know, Marvel movies, whatever. And I was watching Pirates of the Caribbean, and Keira Knightley was so like, she's just so expressive with her mouth. And Johnny Depp was kind of doing weird stuff with his mouth in that movie too. And I was like, oh, that's kind of a funny thing. I feel like there are some actors that do that where like in their normal life, they just talk normally. And then when they're acting, they like get really into their mouth moving.
You call it like mouth
acting. So that's how that happened. Okay. And I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. Why don't I make a video about that? And then that went, you know,
viral, as
gangbusters. It's viral. And this is a really embarrassing story. It's very LA story. I was in Erewhon the other day.
Oh my god!
And we had family in town, and they were like, "We want to go to Erewhon." And I was like, "Sure."
Every time a friend visits,
I need the Hailey Bieber smoothie.
It's so good though.
It's so good.
So
I love the strawberry milkshake.
Yeah.
I've lived 2 blocks away from Erewhon, and I'm so adult. I never go.
Good job.
I know. I've been in there.
The plates are really, the food's really good.
My boyfriend this summer, he got he would often get dinner. He would like get dinner after work through work.
$60.
So he was like, "We're going to Erewhon." And I was like, "Oh my god, everything here is so good."
Erewhon is a special treat. You know, when you want to pay $60 for like a breakfast burrito. Sometimes you do. But I was in Erewhon the other day, and I walked by a guy, and he was like, "Yeah," and he was talking to his friend. He was like, "Yeah, and I was lucky enough to go viral." So, you know, I was just like, "Oh my god, this is the most." We're in an Erewhon, and someone's talking about how lucky they were to have gone viral.
I just feel super blessed.
Yeah, and I just, you know,
I was picked from the algorithm.
Literally, I know, and I was like,
"Oh god,
stop it! Why are we
enough?"
Right, I just was like sick. He made me sick, but also I was like, "That's also me." I'm also in this Erewhon. Anyway, so yeah, that video went viral, and then from there, I just was like, oh, I just will keep making things. And then people liked it. And so from there, I was like, oh, like these are impressions essentially. And so why don't I? But I always figured there were other people who were better at them, or, you know, were more practiced in them.
So good at them.
Thank you. But yeah, it was one of those things where I started going, oh, I think I am good at this. And like, this isn't something just for fun. Like, this is something people want to see me do. So I made more videos. Here we are.
Yeah. It's wild. You like fully transform.
Yeah.
It's
Thank
wild
you
to see them.
That's so nice.
They're so good.
It's fun. I mean, I really do, as I was saying before, like I really do aim to like, because I'm an actor. Like, so ultimately I'm like, I love kind of climbing into someone else's skin, and instead of like a role, it's a person. Yeah, you know?
Totally.
And so I really, I really try to be as like accurate as possible. And because, you know, I think there are a couple different camps of impressions. Like some people kind of choose one idiosyncrasy and like blow it up, and it's sort of a lampoon of the person, which is a totally valid, sort of like the Jim Carrey-esque type of, you know, bigger thing. But yeah, I love almost sort of like, it frustrates me that I can't be the person. You know what I mean? Like I want to get as close as possible to them. So yeah, it's fun.
I get that. I feel like sometimes like in a different scope, because like I don't do impersonations, but like the body language of somebody where it's like, I think sometimes the videos, and like as an actor as well, where you're just like, I am actually putting my craft to work. And sometimes the accuracy of it, like I don't think it's funny because I'm like, I'm actually doing this, or like I'm actually trying to be as precise as possible. And then people are like, oh my God, this is so, you're so hilarious. And I'm like, I'm not trying. Like a lot, sometimes they are like funny, and people are like, this is so hilarious. And it's like, yes, it is, but like, because I'm a man in a wig, and which isn't like,
they're like,
fully
man in a wig,
crazy,
right?
But like,
you're so crazy.
You're like, I'm actually doing this, and it's funny to you, but like to me, it's like I'm
so
actually
serious.
accurate to it, to like
I know.
finding each body language or something like that, or eye movement or something. So I totally get how you like tap in, and some people are like, you're like, it's the accuracy that's like,
that's
really,
the thing. Well, and I think it's very satisfying to people.
Oh,
like, I mean, you are incredible at like, also like the act of lip syncing is very hard, like really matching things up with the person. And so it's very satisfying for people to see that, because they're like, oh, this is a skill, and I'm watching this person who's like practiced this. But I remember in improv in clown college, aka UCB, I remember them being like, and this stuck with me forever, and I do think it's so true, like the more seriously you take this, the funnier it is. Like, because you're so committed to it. Like I think the people that try to be funny are very rarely funny.
Totally.
Like I think just the fact that you take it so seriously like really makes people go, I don't know what it is. It tickles people, you know?
No, it's
because it's
like
so
you said,
accurate.
the commitment of it.
Yes. Well, and there are certain things too that like I definitely like, the things that are like, this is how I think a celebrity would react to this. Like those are written. Like, and often, or like improvised, and then I end up like having it, you know, obviously making it up. So there are some videos where I'm like, oh, this would be funny if like Christopher Walken, you know, was scared of a mouse or something. Yeah. But it's like, for the most part, my aim is to be accurate.
What's your process? Is it like watching a lot of clips, watching one specific clip, first starting with the mouth, and then like the voice?
Clips. I watch so much YouTube. I watch so many interviews with actors, and what's funny is people are like, you must have spent hours practicing, and it's like, I don't like sit and look in the mirror and go like, I am Drew Barrymore. I don't do that, but I do if I'm like picking up a new impression, or if someone's like highly requested, I'm like, okay, I should try to do this person. I'll watch a million interviews and I'll just repeat exactly what they're saying over and over and over again, and till it sort of becomes muscle memory. And then I'll like do that over and over and over in front of like the camera, and then I'll, you know, choose the best take ultimately. Or I'll write a little thing for them, you know, based on what I think they would say or whatever. But it's a lot of watching. I think I'm like a what's the word? An oral learner. Like I have to listen over and over, and then I can like repeat it, like sort of, you know, what's the word? I don't know, like mimicking. Yeah. So that's how I do it. But then when I'm done with a person, I'm like, okay, like I'm not constantly working on my craft. You know, it's really just for a video. But yeah, that's my process.
Who's your favorite to do, or who do you feel like most like clicked into?
Oh my gosh. I definitely feel like Drew Barrymore is within me. Like I think she can come out the most easily. I think because we have like similar anatomy, like our faces are similarly like put together. So she's easy to kind of drop into, and also she's very like joyful, and like really like her energy is pretty good. And I do love doing Jennifer Coolidge a lot, but she's like, you know, everyone's doing her nowadays. But she's so fun, and she like says absurd things, and so she's fun to like write for. It's funny because I feel like I'm like writing for these celebrities, but you know, obviously for me as them. But she's fun to like, you know, dream up fun scenarios to put her in. But yeah, Drew like feels the best.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes they hurt. Like Jennifer Coolidge like hurts physically sometimes my face.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because I do like there's a bit of contorting that happens for some of them, and sometimes I'm like, oh my god, like I need to,
Your chin gets like stuck a little
I know
bit.
I need a facial massage, a craniofacial massage. But yeah, so those are my girls.
That's so cool.
Do you have like a top requested one that you haven't, or like you've been working on, or like something that you don't do that people want?
This is gonna sound like I'm tuning my own horn, but
No,
I
please
do like
that's what this is for.
a lot of people. Like I kind of, if people ask for someone, I'll really like try to be like, yeah, I'll do that. For a while, people were really asking for Blake Lively a lot. And she's hard. Like she's pretty tough to do. So really had to dig down deep and get in there and do her. But yeah, my top requested is Millie Bobby Brown because I look like her. And so people are like, do her, you look like her. But the thing is, then I wouldn't have to do much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I would kind of
The
just do
craft,
her.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But she's like, because people have to be at least a little bit like silly or idiosyncratic for me to like do them.
Right,
Otherwise, you're
yeah.
just like talking.
Right.
And so, sorry, but Millie, I haven't really done you, but people want it.
Yeah.
They want
Be
it.
crazier, Millie.
Be crazy,
Switch
Millie.
your
Do
voice.
something
Do
weird.
crazy.
Well, people are, she has like her British accent is sort of fading, and so people are like, do that. I don't know. Maybe I will.
Yeah.
I did a like doppelgangers video once where I was like doing all the people that people have you found this, that people love to tell you who you look like on the internet? It's their it's like people's favorite pastime.
Yes.
Who do people tell you? Millie Bobby Brown?
Winona Ryder, Millie Bobby Brown. Those are the two.
Castle surgery things.
Yeah, literally, quite literally.
Yeah.
And it's just so funny to me. I'm like, I
people
look like
do that
me
all the time. Or what they'll do on TikTok too is they'll tag someone who I've never heard of.
Oh,
who
yeah.
has 20 million followers.
Yeah.
And they're like, you look exactly like this guy. And I go and I'm like, I don't
nothing.
I look nothing like this person.
No.
I don't
or
know.
they're like at blah 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 core, like as if you're doing something that's similar, and you're sort of like that. People are different, and people do different things.
All the times, it's like somebody with a mustache doing like something like feminine or something, and they're like Julian Brzezinski, and I'm like, totally like okay.
People's brains don't really work much anymore.
Or they're like, you sound like this person. I go to the video and it's like someone being like, hey guys,
right? You're like, oh great.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this is what you think I sound like.
Do people tell you look like somebody?
Yeah.
Okay, I have 3, and I'm not saying I see them. Or
Okay,
no, I have 4.
I'll be
Tell
truthful.
us.
I have 4.
I'll tell you if I do.
Okay.
things.
Okay.
I'll save the craziest one for last.
Okay.
So I've gotten my brother and I both get John Mayer a lot.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Anthony. Again,
Oh,
these are just white men with
Anthony.
these are white men with brown hair.
Yeah, but I do see
And
that.
then
Honestly,
Sebastian Stan.
Okay.
Oh.
And then the last wait,
that's interesting.
I was just gonna say the first two I see like more your brother.
Oh fuck me.
No. I'm just saying like.
Oh, I see.
I see.
both.
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm
like
not as
Justin
attractive
Bieber.
as
Yeah.
No, but
Yes, you
and then-
are.
oh, thank you. I'm so hot. And then the last
Yes.
one, this is crazy, and it's people from my high school said it, and then like they'll send me pictures, and I'm like, Trevor Noah.
Oh my god.
Do you see it?
Yes, I do see it.
I
It's
almost-
your
people
little
said it to me, and I was
nose.
like,
I almost see that one the most.
really? I've
Yeah.
never seen it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see that.
And John Mayer.
I
Trevor
do
Noah's
see
attractive,
John Mayer.
right? We think
Trevor
Trevor
Noah's
Noah's-
gorgeous.
Trevor Noah
People
is
love Trevor
charming.
Noah.
What are you talking about?
I'm
He's
Trevor
gorgeous.
Noah.
All of those are hot men.
Yeah.
And you should feel really
Okay,
proud
good.
of that.
Yeah, I love
Who do
that.
you?
I mean, it's also it's good to do. We can say all this here because we're very gorgeous people.
Yeah,
so
we're
this is good.
stunning, gorgeous
Yeah,
people.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, who do you? Oh, my mom always tells you that guy.
I know, and
From,
I
like, the-
forgot all.
It's,
of
What
it.
it's a guy
guy?
from like the 20s. or
Yeah, some
something.
actor.
Some actor. He, by the way, gorgeous. And guess what he has? A mustache. But
it
he
Errol
also.
Flynn?
But oh
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my
God.
god.
My mom loves Errol.
Wait, that's so funny. That's
That is literally
We've been
it.
trying to think of it for
My mom
months.
is an author, and
Okay.
anytime she writes about someone who has a mustache, she's like, and he was Errol Flynn-esque.
Oh,
so I'm
okay.
like, okay, Errol
Oh my
Flynn
God,
with
it's
a
Yes.
mustache.
Oh my god. It
Oh,
was
that's so
Errol
funny.
Flynn.
He's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stunning.
So that's good.
Errol Flynn.
We love that.
most
We love
recent, most recently, which I don't see, and again we're saying
No,
this
no,
so
no,
funny,
no, no.
but someone told me the other day I look like Paul Mescal.
Oh,
That's
I
a
can see that.
huge. Oh, I
Which is
kind of
so
see
nice.
it.
Eye
It's the.
color.
I was just gonna
Yes.
say that.
Yeah.
My hair was
They're
kind of like
beautiful.
down.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
if
yeah.
I do,
I can see that if he had a mustache.
but yes. And then who else?
If this goes super viral, we are going to get
So
attacked.
We're gonna get
internet.
everyone's
They're
gonna be like,
you look like a piece of shit. More like
yeah.
anything that goes a little too viral, you're like, oh,
That's
you passed the point of like now everyone's gonna be as mean as possible as they
Yeah.
Oh my
can.
god, that's the worst.
What
when
is
it
the
tips
one?
over.
The one guy. He's in Bullet Train. I've gotten Aaron Tyler.
Aaron Tyler
Johnson.
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 Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Somebody
I get that.
I see that.
and he's so,
cute.
I
He's
see it.
beautiful.
Wait, I'll
It's
pull
also
it
the
up.
eyes.
We're like, these are all the hot people everybody tells us we
yeah,
look like.
yeah. I'm definitely not saying that.
I will pull it up or put it on the screen where someone was doing a painting of Aaron Tyler Johnson, and I swear I thought it was me.
Yeah.
Like I really thought. I sent it to my parents. My parents were like, "Oh my
Wow.
gosh!" And usually, like, I'm not saying that I do, but like in this painting, the process, maybe not the finished project, but like when it was the eyes and the mustache and everything, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is."
No, you have to send
So you're like unfinished Aaron.
Exactly.
Taylor
We're like
Johnson.
in the process.
Right.
half-baked.
Half-baked, yeah.
Before they edit it, before
Right.
they like clean it up.
Yeah.
That's you.
But that's
I
good.
would
That's
take
great.
that.
I'll take that.
No, I'm
I would
taking
take
it.
that.
I'm down for
I
it.
would take anything. that
I'm
you
proud of my
from him.
doppelgangers personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
down for
Yes.
it.
Yeah, all
they're
those
good.
people.
Yeah.
We
Wait,
love.
can you like
What?
do
you want me to perform for you?
do like an,
He does.
Am I your
like
dancing
one or
monkey?
two? You want me to just bang on the drum like one or two, and we can guess who they are?
I mean, sure. One
You
or
don't
two.
have to- you don't
Do your
have- or like
favorites.
or your favorite.
And we don't have to guess
And we-
because
yeah.
we just
Yeah.
Well, I already did Drew Barrymore.
Oh my God.
I already did her. Though she's like on her show.
Yeah.
That must have been so hard for you. Are you okay? Guys, can we give her a round of applause, please? We love her.
She does. She loves the couch.
She loves a couch.
kinda
She
like
takes
her.
off her shoes. Yeah. I'm like, what? Me on the Drew Barrymore show when?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
she
She
should
never been on the
totally have you
show.
on.
I know. It's rude at this point, Drew.
Yeah.
She knows I exist though.
Oh.
I've done like ads for her.
Oh, cool.
Flower Beauty and stuff before. Yeah.
Mm.
She does
Love.
know I exist. So
I love
call me,
that.
Drew. I'm available. Okay, let's see. Who else? I mean, God. Oh. Hi.
So good.
So good.
You guys are like,
immediately went into it.
who is that?
No, Jennifer
It's that
We know.
she's iconic.
Your Emma Stone is nuts.
Thank you.
I love your Emma Stone.
Thanks.
She's like,
she's got the overbite.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
yeah.
She says some. She's crazy.
She's hilarious in
She's so
interviews.
bizarre.
I love her.
I love her too.
adore
I
her.
really love her.
Yeah.
She deserves everything she has.
And then wait, how did the voices? Do you just try to like match it up?
Yeah. Honestly, sometimes when people are like, "How do you do that?" I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, I
Yeah.
honestly don't know.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
sometimes I just feel like I am literally like being possessed by the
Yeah.
person. Because sometimes if I do them enough, like I can kind of conjure an image of them
Yeah.
and then like do them. Some are harder, obviously. Like if someone were like, do Blake Lively, I'd have to like
Get into it.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I'd have to, but I do have a couple for certain people. I have like little phrases that help me get into the voice.
Yeah.
Like Winona Ryder, I say like magnet,
Oh.
the S's and stuff for her, and she's very like magnets.
Mm.
It's on my fridge. I think that's from Stranger Things. But like little words
Yeah.
I'll hold on to that help me get into
That
it.
literally was so. I
That
just saw
was-
Beetlejuice.
Oh,
or
yeah, did
Beetlejuice
you?
2, and it's that. Like
She's I find her so fascinating.
Yeah.
And she's a Scorpio and so am I.
Mm-hmm.
I really
birthday coming up.
birthday coming up
Ah.
October 26th.
Happy
If
early
anyone wants to send me
birthday.
any presents.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, but she's a fascinating one. I
Mm.
like doing her too because
Mhm.
she feels very like she's
Yeah.
so like cute.
And she's having her renaissance.
She's having a
I'm loving all
gorgeous
these- I'm loving all these
renaissance.
lovely ladies coming
I
back.
know. I'm really happy for Winona. I need to see Beetlejuice.
Me too.
It
Was it
really
good?
cute.
I've heard it's really fun.
I really liked it. It's really fun, and I think it's actually like a great representation of what it should be, like remaking such a cult classic.
Yeah.
But like paying homage to it with like a
Good.
simple, fun-loving story that doesn't change it too much and kind of
Yeah.
just like gives you all the callbacks you want and like everything you loved in the first one into the second one, and kind of
good.
just like it's kind of just like a celebration of
Yeah.
it.
I love that.
With not it going to like left or right. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
It's just like
yeah.
celebrating it, which I really, really enjoyed.
I feel like you see a lot of movies.
I am an AMC Stubbs
Are you?
member.
Oh.
I need
And
to go back on it.
I'm on the
I've been
new...
Chase used to be an AMC Stubbs member. Or no, he might still be. We don't take advantage of it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should really take advantage of it more.
I really love it, and also my boyfriend loves seeing movies too. So
Great.
we
Yeah, yeah.
always do. It's
Perfect.
always like, let's go
Yeah.
see this. And also we saw it in 40X, which was really fun.
What the hell
What's
is that?
40X? They're
So-
always making these new. It's like IMAX, and then it's
Dolby.
like and digital
Yeah.
and 4D.
I did go to a Dolby. What did I see at the Dolby? It scared the shit out of me.
Uh-huh.
It was so fucking loud. I was like,
Twisters?
I'm unwell.
Well,
I did not see
Yeah,
Twisters.
I haven't seen it.
I
Either.
saw Twisters at 40X.
Okay, so
Did you?
what's
What's
40X?
40X?
Wait, is it 4 letter D?
4DX.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's like
We're like,
Yeah, like
these
40
seats-
times.
Yeah.
It's in North Hollywood. Like
Okay.
Okay.
it's like it's really a beautiful theater, and I
Mhm.
think they do it at City Walk too. But this theater has it.
City
really
Walk is a
well.
whole rigmarole.
Oh my
God,
gosh!
it's impossible.
Don't get me started on City Walk.
But these seats,
We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
it starts like in the previews too, but you're literally on a roller coaster. The first time I went, I was like, oh, this is gonna be like just like a little jolt here and there, like in my
Oh, like
back.
the seats
or
are.
like,
It's
it's on, like,
water.
you're
It's
on-
like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids at
yes,
Universal
there's fog,
Studios.
there's water. You can turn the water off if
Fog?
you don't want. Yeah, fog, lightning. There's strobe.
What the hell?
So
I know.
Twisters,
How much are the tickets? A
Like
lot.
$30. No, same.
That's
kind
not
of thing.
that much
That's
more.
a theatrical experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Twisters, oh my God, we had eaten right before,
Uh-huh.
and I was sick.
You
I
were-
was
you
sick
had-
to
you
my
almost
stomach
barfed.
every time. Like
Can you turn it off?
no, I crossed my legs, and I was just like, oh my God. Every time like thunder came up on the screen, I was like, fuck.
And
You
you're
had
like,
to like brace, and you're like,
What
You
the-
get air. Like I don't like. You don't want to
Uh,
be holding popcorn. Like
Can
a full
children
popcorn.
go?
Yeah, you
That's
can go. Like it's
scary.
not like there's no seatbelt or anything, but like it's
A
like
seatbelt at the
boom.
movie theater.
Yeah.
But
Can you
Beetlejuice
imagine?
was way more enjoyable because
I
it
bet.
was very much like the vibe. What I really thought it was going to be, there were some like moments, but like it was
you
like
don't want
the
to be
vibrate in the back.
Twisters.
No.
That,
then,
you
like,
don't want
a-
to be there for
A
that.
gunshot is like there's like air right here. And it's like, and
You're
feel it,
kidding
like,
me.
Oh my God! And then like in Beetlejuice, like this isn't giving anything away, but like there's somebody like head gets chopped off or something, and there's like blood, so it's like squirting, and the water squirts
Oh.
you. And, like it's a really fun experience,
I'm
but
tempted
again,
to go, but I think
Yeah.
I would also feel
Twister
like
sounds like too
PTSD
much.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it
That
was.
sounds
It was.
overwhelming.
But I feel like Twisters. I think
I think I'd be overstimulated.
did enjoy it more than I would have just like sitting watching Twisters.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That sounds.
I would give it a shot though. I'm excited to see like
I-
Wicked or something like
Oh,
you.
that would be
4D.
amazing.
Well, I'm gonna see it in every other
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Gotta see
screening
it in
thing, too.
everything. I
Yeah.
know. Oh, I'm so excited about the Wicked.
I know, it's gonna be
movies.
great.
Do you do Ariana Grande at all?
I have done her. I did her in like a laugh compilation, like of celebrity laughs, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
funny because I took it directly from a video of her laughing,
Uh-huh.
doing her like thing,
Yeah.
and people were like, "That's not Ariana Grande. That's Kat from the whatever Disney show." Blah, blah,
Victorious,
blah.
yeah.
And I was like,
You were like, that is Ariana Grande.
I took it from a video of
Yeah.
Ariana Grande. I'm sorry to tell you.
Yeah.
I do my due diligence. I do my
Yeah.
research.
Mm.
But yeah, I did her in that. But I could never sing like her.
Mm.
Ever. I mean, I could try, but I
Yeah,
don't know.
if-
I
it
try.
would be
You
fucking
know,
wrong.
Yeah.
you saying you do it along with the video. I'm like, I don't think I would trust myself because in the car sometimes I'm like, I sound exactly like her.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, I sound like
Oh my
exactly
God.
like the song, and then I'm like Snapchatting as I'm driving, like trying to get the audio and the thing,
Uh-huh.
and then I like listen back, and I'm like,
You're like,
oh.
JK.
It's the worst thing ever. It's like when you have your
That's
AirPods in and you're like
Yeah.
singing, and then like all of a sudden they die, and you're like,
You're like, oh, I'm actually.
I am at the worst
horrid.
thing in the world.
Crazy.
You know, you have to be a little bit delusional.
Yeah.
It's important to be a little bit delusional.
I was telling someone the other day, a lot of these. I was telling someone the other day that like the most delusional people in Hollywood are the ones who are the most successful.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately,
Well,
like I feel like I know some
yeah.
like quite delulu people.
Oh, yes.
And
I bet we know
they
some of the
are
same Delulu people.
having the greatest careers,
Yeah.
and I'm just
So
like, you just
happy.
gotta be fucking nuts.
And,
Yeah.
you know,
You gotta be nuts, and it gets you so far.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
you have to have like
Yeah.
a crazy dream.
Yeah.
But I feel like the people also who are delusional and like wealthy,
Mhm.
they've got it great
Oh,
because
yeah.
they just can keep going and
Yeah.
going and going,
Kill
and
it.
no
Yeah.
one's whatever. But the
Deadline blast. I'm
Yeah,
like, oh, you're doing
exactly.
something- oh, you're doing something else.
You're like, oh, that's interesting. You're working so much. That's so funny. Oh my god, I'm so excited for you. So happy for you.
Yeah. Oh, so this is a different one than the one from yesterday. Oh, okay. Then
Yeah.
there's another show.
I know.
That's amazing.
But that's the thing.
Ah,
This
love
love that. But the whole thing is like, I remember someone telling me in college, like who had just graduated and who was like, so many people have already stopped doing this. Like so many people have already stopped acting or writing or whatever because it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
And they were like, so it's literally, you have to just outlast everybody else.
Yeah.
So you have to be a little bit delusional.
Yeah.
And you have to be like, I'm pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
for
good
sure.
and I like this.
Yeah.
But it's, it's still fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Well, you're not just good, you're absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
it's truly been such an honor for you to make the time to be here
Oh
on
my
Rate
God,
If You
it's my
Agree.
honor.
And
Thank you for having
can't
me.
wait. Of course, my gosh, can't wait to continue to watch everything you do, not only your impressions, because
Likewise.
I know you do many other things, and I just learned you sang, so I'm gonna do a deep dive on
Yeah.
that as well.
A couple singing videos on there.
Very that, but thank you so much for being on.
being
We
on.
absolutely are so honored. Please tell
Yeah,
people
will you
where
tell
you.
people where to find you? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure they already all know who you are, but
Well,
please.
I'm at Mayor_Kel on every platform.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's fierce.
I'm across the
consistency.
board.
That's rare.
And it's really helpful.
It's rare.
It's good. Though everyone now thinks my name, like I was at a party the other day and someone I've met a couple times before was like, Mayor! Mayor! And I was like, what? Oh, hi. They think my name is Mayor.
Mayor,
which I totally
Mayor
get.
of East Town.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like my very close friends and family call me Mayor. So it's just funny enough. You'll be like, hey, Mayor. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
You're like, you're not doing it for the right reason.
I know, but if
Yeah.
it's recognition, if they have name recognition, that's gorgeous.
People think my name is Nickel because on my my Instagram name is Nick Lehman, so they think my name is Nickel Man. People call me Nickel.
Hello, Nickel.
I'm like, oh,
That's like a Dickensian.
Give me 5, Nickel.
Give me 5, Nickel. It's like a
it.
Charles
Yes.
Dickens type
Yeah.
energy.
his name
Wow.
was
It is
Nickel
the
Man.
age though of like
Yeah.
calling people by their handles, because there are
It
people
really
I know who
is.
I'm
I
like,
know.
I have a friend
Yeah.
and her name is Kelly, but like her Instagram name, I don't know why this is the one I'm thinking of. Hi Kelly, if you're
Hi,
listening.
Kelly.
But hers is Kitty Cat Cal, and I always I'm like, hey
Oh.
Kitty Cat
Hey,
Cal.
Cat Cal. People are like, hey, Mayor Cal.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
are you? I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, whatever. It's my legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, make sure you
Make sure to
follow
follow her
Follow
on
her.
all platforms.
Cal everywhere.
Yeah.
And yes, thank you so much for being on,
This was
and
nice, guys.
thank you so much for listening. We
Yes.
love you, and see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.